Good morning, my friends. It's such a pleasure to be with all of you today. I'm truly excited to dive in and share some powerful insights with you about how to get the most out of the 24 hours that we're all given each and every day. So see, time is the great equalizer. No matter who you are or where you come from, we all have the exact same amount of time available to us. 24 hours, 1440 minutes, 86,400 seconds. And yet, we all know people who seem to accomplish incredible things with their time, while others struggle to make even the smallest dent in their to-do lists. What's the difference? Why are some people able to achieve so much more in the same 24 hours? Well, my friends, the key lies in understanding how to properly manage and maximize your time. It's about developing the mindsets, strategies, and habits that allow you to spend your time in the most productive, efficient, and meaningful way possible. Now, I know that for a lot of people, time management can feel like a constant struggle. There's always something else demanding your attention. Emails to answer, phone calls to make, meetings to attend. And on top of all that, you've got your personal life and all the responsibilities that come with it. It can feel absolutely overwhelming at times. But I'm here to tell you that it doesn't have to be that way. When you learn to take control of your time and apply some proven principles and practices, you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish. You'll be able to get more done in less time, reduce your stress and overwhelm, and focus your energy on the things that truly matter most to you. So today I want to share with you a comprehensive system for mastering the art of time management. This is the same system that I've taught to thousands of high achievers all around the world, from executives and entrepreneurs to students and retirees. And it has helped them all dramatically increase their productivity, reach their goals faster, and live more fulfilling, balanced lives. At the core of this system is what I call the time management matrix. This powerful tool will show you how to categorize your tasks and activities into 4 distinct quadrants based on their level of importance and urgency. Once you understand this framework, you'll be able to make much more strategic and intentional decisions about how to spend your 24 hours each day. The first quadrant is the urgent and important quadrant. These are the tasks and activities that are both time-sensitive and critical to your success. They might be important deadlines at work, urgent family commitments, or pressing financial obligations. These are the things that you absolutely have to get done, no matter what. The second quadrant is the not urgent but important quadrant. These are the tasks and activities that are important for your long-term growth and development, but don't have an immediate deadline attached to them. Things like working on your health and fitness, learning a new skill, or investing quality time in your personal relationships. These are the activities that will pay huge dividends for you in the future, but it's easy to let them slip through the cracks if you're not intentional about prioritizing them. The third quadrant is the urgent but not important quadrant. These are the tasks and activities that demand your immediate attention but aren't really that important or impactful in the grand scheme of things. Responding to every email and text message the moment they come in, getting caught up in office politics, or getting sucked into mindless scrolling on social media. These are all examples of urgent but not important tasks. And finally, the fourth quadrant is the not urgent and not important quadrant. These are the complete time wasters, the activities that aren't important and don't have any real deadline or urgency attached to them. Things like watching too much TV, gossiping with coworkers, or engaging in other unproductive busy work. Now, the key to using this time management matrix effectively is to spend the majority of your time in that second quadrant, the not urgent but important quadrant. These are the activities that are going to have the biggest long-term impact on your life, but it takes discipline and focus to make them a priority. Too often, we get trapped in the first and third quadrants, the urgent tasks and activities that demand our immediate attention. And while we have to deal with those things, we can't let them completely consume our time and energy. If we do, we'll always be in a reactive mode, just putting out one fire after another. We'll never have the time or mental space to work on the important things that will really move the needle in our lives. So the secret is to constantly be evaluating your tasks and activities and asking yourself, is this really important? Is it urgent, or is it just a distraction that's keeping me from what truly matters? And then you have to be intentional about investing more of your 24 hours into that second quadrant, planning, preparing, and consistently working on the things that are going to pay off big dividends for you down the road. One of the best ways to do this is to start your day with your most important, not urgent, but important tasks. Get those done first before you get pulled into all the urgent, pressing demands on your time. If you can spend the first 1-2 hours of your day focused on high leverage activities that are moving you towards your goals, you'll be amazed at how much you can accomplish. Another powerful strategy is to learn to say no more often. We all have a tendency to overcommit ourselves, to take on too many tasks and obligations that seem important at the time, but end up just draining our time and energy. When we learn to politely decline things that aren't truly aligned with our priorities, it frees us up to devote our focus to the areas that matter most. And speaking of priorities, that's another key component of effective time management. You have to get crystal clear on your most important goals and priorities, and then ruthlessly align your time and activities to support those things. It's so easy to get sidetracked by low-level tasks and busy work, but if you keep your eye on the big picture, it becomes much easier to stay focused and productive. One powerful exercise I recommend is to sit down and write out your top 3-5 most important goals for the next 12 months. These should be the things that are going to have the biggest positive impact on your life, whether it's in your career, your relationships, your health, or your personal growth. Once you've identified those critical priorities, you can start to reverse engineer the specific actions, steps, and time investments required to achieve them. And of course, another essential time management skill is effective task planning and delegation. Rather than just trying to power through your to-do list haphazardly, take the time to map out a strategic plan for how you're going to tackle your most important tasks and projects. Break them down into smaller, manageable steps, and then delegate any low-level tasks that you can to free up more of your own time and attention. One of the biggest time traps that I see people falling into is trying to do everything themselves. They have this mistaken belief that they have to be the one to handle every single task and responsibility. But the truth is you simply can't do it all, at least not without burning yourself out in the process. The most successful and productive people in the world have all learned to delegate and outsource effectively. So look for opportunities to hand off tasks to other team members, to hire virtual assistants or freelancers, or to automate processes wherever possible. This will allow you to focus your precious time and energy on the high-level strategic work that only you can do. And will also help you avoid the constant state of overwhelm and stress that comes from trying to be a one-person show. Another critical time management skill is the ability to manage your energy levels and attention span. We all have natural rhythms and cycles throughout the day where we're more productive and focused, and other times where our energy and concentration start to wane. The key is to learn to work with those natural rhythms rather than against them. For example, you might find that you're sharpest and most creative in the morning, and that your productivity starts to dip in the afternoon. In that case, you want to schedule your most important cognitively demanding tasks for the morning hours, and then use the afternoon for more administrative or routine work. Or if you tend to hit that mid-afternoon slump, you might want to build in a short break or a burst of physical activity to re-energize yourself. The point is, you have to get to know your own rhythms and patterns and then structure your time and energy accordingly. Don't just try to power through when your focus starts to wane. That's a recipe for burnout. Instead, be proactive about managing your energy levels and attention span throughout the day. And of course, another critical component of effective time management is the ability to minimize distractions and interruptions. In today's always-on, hyper-connected world, it's harder than ever to stay focused and on task. We're constantly bombarded with emails, text messages, social media notifications, and other digital distractions that can easily pull us off course. So you have to be intentional about creating an environment that supports your productivity. That might mean turning off notifications, closing unnecessary browser tabs and apps, and even considering a digital detox for a period of time. It also means learning to politely ask people not to interrupt you when you're in the middle of an important task, The more you can eliminate those constant distractions, the more you'll be able to get done in less time. And speaking of time, another key principle of effective time management is to be very intentional about how you schedule and structure your day. Rather than just reacting to whatever pops up, you want to proactively block out time for your most important priorities. That might mean scheduling focus time for deep work, setting aside time for planning and strategizing, or even booking time for self-care and personal renewal. The more you can build a consistent rhythm and routine into your days and weeks, the more productive and efficient you'll become. It's like the old saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. When you take the time to map out your time in advance, you're much more likely to actually follow through and make progress on your goals. Of course, no matter how well you plan, there will always be unexpected events, emergencies, and curveballs that come up. That's just the nature of life. The key is to build in a certain amount of buffer time and flexibility so that you can respond to those situations without completely derailing your schedule. One strategy I recommend is to set aside a certain amount of open time each day, maybe an hour or two, where you don't schedule anything specific. That way, if an urgent issue arises, you have the space to address it without having to rearrange. It's also important to build in regular breaks and time for rest and recovery so that you don't burn yourself out. And speaking of rest and recovery, that's another critical component of effective time management. It's easy to get so caught up in trying to maximize our productivity that we neglect our own well-being. But the truth is, we can only be productive and effective in the long run if we're taking care of ourselves physically, mentally, and emotionally. That means getting enough sleep, eating a healthy diet, exercising regularly, and engaging in activities that rejuvenate and recharge us. It also means making time for leisure, hobbies, and personal interests, the things that bring us joy and fulfillment outside of work. When we neglect those important self-care practices, we start to experience burnout, fatigue, and a lack of motivation. And that ultimately undermines our ability to use our time wisely. So as you're working to become a master of time management, don't forget to also focus on self-care and work-life balance. Build those rejuvenating activities into your schedule just as intentionally as you do your most important tasks and projects. Your productivity, creativity, and overall well-being will thank you for it. And of course, the final piece of the time management puzzle is the ability to continuously learn, grow, and improve. No matter how good you get at managing your time, there's always room for improvement. The most successful people are the ones who are constantly seeking out new strategies, tools, and techniques to become even more efficient and effective. That might mean reading books and articles on time management, listening to podcasts, or attending workshops and training programs. It might also mean experimenting with different productivity apps, task management systems, or scheduling methods to see what works best for your unique needs and preferences. The key is to always be learning, always be evolving, and always be looking for ways to optimize and streamline how you use your time. Because at the end of the day, time is the most precious resource we have. It's the one thing we can never get more of, no matter how hard we try. So the more we can learn to use it wisely, the more we can accomplish, the more we can create, and the more we can contribute to the world around us. So my friends, I know that mastering the art of time management isn't always easy. It takes discipline, focus, and a willingness to make some tough choices about how we spend our 24 hours each day, but I can promise you that the rewards are truly incredible. When you learn to take control of your time and use it in alignment with your most important priorities, it unlocks a whole new level of productivity, fulfillment, and success in your life. So I encourage you to dive in, to start applying these principles and strategies, and to keep learning and growing. Embrace the journey of becoming a master of time management, because the benefits will ripple out to every area of your life, your career, your relationships, your health, your personal growth. They'll all skyrocket when you learn to spend your 24 hours each day in the most effective and efficient way possible. And remember, you don't have to do it alone. Reach out to mentors, coaches, and supportive communities that can help guide you on this journey. There's so much wisdom and best practices out there that you can tap into. So let's get started, my friends. Let's commit to taking back control of our 24 hours, to ruthlessly prioritizing the things that matter most, and to using every precious moment to create the life and the legacy that we dream of. The world is waiting for the incredible contributions that you have to offer. So let's get to work. Thank you all, and God bless.